Hi, I'm the Malt activist and I have in front of me the Amrut Spectrum, the latest release from Amrut Distilleries. Now, Amrut whiskies are in my top 3 whiskies of all time, not only because they create what is arguably the most delicious whiskey on the planet, thanks to their crazy experiments, but they're also a very moral and socially responsible company. To give you an example, instead of relying completely on technology to run their distillery, which would result in massive savings for them, they instead choose to hire people within the community to work at the distillery, thereby having a positive impact on employment. And for that, they have the tip of my hat. Thanks to not being under the tyrannical eye of the Scotch Whisky Association, Amrut can pretty much do whatever they feel like, which basically means they're every Scottish distillery's wet dream. Why do I say that? Because of the crazy experiments that these guys do with whiskey that just the Scotch Whisky Association doesn't allow their distilleries to do. For example, Amrut Fusion uses barley from India as well as Scotland. Amrut Herald is a whiskey that was partly matured in Germany. Then there's Amrut Kadambam, which is a mix of port and rum and sherry casks. Then there's the intermediate sherry, which is first matured in bourbon, then in sherry, and then back to bourbon again. And then just before this release was the Amrut Narangi, which basically used casks that held Oloroso sherry infused with orange peels. And hence the name Narangi, which is orange in Hindi. Which brings us to this, the Spectrum. Now again, insanely crazy experiment, first matured for roughly 3 years in first fill bourbon barrels and then later recasked in specially made barrels, which include staves from different casks. Let me see if I can remember this correctly. So they made a cask that had staves from New Bourbon, New Spanish, New French Oak, ex-PX Oak, and ex-Oloroso Sherry Oak. So they made this Frankenstein of a cask in which they put this 3-year-old first fill bourbon whiskey and matured it for an additional 3.5 years. I can only assume that right next to the plant is a small little workshop where these guys make LSD, because that's the only way they can come up with ideas like this. Seriously. Now here in Dubai, we've not had allocation for the Spectrum, so I've not been able to get my hands on a proper sample, as you can see. But Ashok Chokalingam, the Global Brand Ambassador and International Head of Sales for Amrut, very close friend of mine, and extremely nice fellow, decided it would be a good idea to send through a small sample for me to have a taste, and because I've been on his case and he relented. So here goes. I've not even nosed this. I've not even. Wow. Just in this bottle alone, I can pretty much smell all the 5 different casks in play actually. Wow. This is at 50% ABV. Now, the one thing that Amrut are known for is their almost flawless nose every single time. And this one is no exception. Very strong, very syrupy. There's almost like a jaggery and a dark caramel, molasses. I can feel the different sherries in here. It's a really complex nose, extremely complex. There's chocolate, like a Christmas cake, rum toffee, some coconut, vanilla, hints of leather. Surprisingly, the oak is not as prominent as it is in most Amruts. It becomes subdued after a while. It's a very sweet nose, very thick, syrupy nose, and I think that's probably from the Oloroso and the PX working together. It mellows down after a bit, I'm going to see what it does in another 20 minutes. So now 20 minutes sitting in the glass, oxidizing. It took on a lot more sweeter notes, more creme brulee, dark chocolates. It's almost like a sherry monster, actually. I really like it. I really like the nose. Maybe a hint of spice as well. Some cinnamon, some black pepper. It works for me. I'm not a huge fan of sherry monsters, and this is quite close. You can even look at the color. But this one works for me. There's a hint of salt as well. Nice nose, I like it. Okay, as I would expect, big flavors. Super long finish. There's dark chocolates. It's quite the touch of saltiness as well. Cinnamon, caramel, all the flavors you would associate with a strong Oloroso sherry finish. The oak is nice and balanced. This is a good whiskey. It's probably quite close to being a sherry bomb, if you ask me. Drying towards the end. Definitely cinnamon. I don't know if I said that. Dark grapes. Again, the experience is very big. This is a huge whiskey. Is it one of Amrut's best? Probably not, but it's still up there, I think. I got mixed reviews about this. I had some people who thought it was just okay. I had some who really liked it. I think I'm in the latter camp who really like it. Look, the thing with Amrut whiskies is you can't compare them to anything else, right? Who else is putting 5 different staves in a single cask and basically experimenting with 6.5 years worth of really precious spirit? You know, nobody is. So you have to give them props, you know? And for that, every Amrut that I'll ever have will get an extra 2-3 points just because they go out on a limb and do the stuff that nobody else can. And for that, props. This was extremely enjoyable. I'm going to put up notes on this as well, apart from the video. I'm the Malt Activist. Don't forget to visit maltactivist.com for more reviews and my musings. Until next time.